What is up, lads? Hope we are flowing super duper well, that we are slaying the dragons and all those amazing things. Now, today's topic is talking about jumping out of the video games and into life. And I feel this is such an important topic and one that is very crucial, especially for lads within their early 20s, maybe late teens, maybe even late 20s, early 30s. And look, video games were something that, for me, I absolutely loved as a child, and they were a hell of a lot of fun. They're almost like a modern day myth in ways, being able to live vicariously through these incredible stories. I remember even the Assassin's Creed games and the stories of Ezio, and they even had they went into the story of the gods or the civilizations that came before, and there was a magic to it and a mystical nature to the games that brought a magic to life. And they can bring upon an aspect of fantasy, which you ask most guys, the sci-fi genre or the story of heroes or action is very prominent for us. And my question is why is that, right? Well, obviously it spurs and awakens an aspect of ourselves that is naturally drawn to those sort of genres or those sort of threads. But my question is why can we not bring that into life, right? What if life was the video game and you are the hero of your own story? And if you're watching those games, you're watching a movie and you're seeing the main character sitting there in front of a screen whilst there's many quests and battles to be confronted, what would you think about that character? What would you think about that game? Would you want to play that game? And I'm almost certain your question would be no, right? So then why are you sitting in front of a screen consistently? Now, again, there's nothing wrong with those things in moderation, but you'll know in your core, in your heart of hearts, if there's an arena waiting for you in life, something far greater calling you towards destiny or fate or whatever it is that you believe, why aren't you going after it? And yes, we can go into the stories of fear, right, which is false evidence appearing real. And fear is completely normal because, as I always say in Brotherhood, if you look at all the most infamous warriors through our time, were they fearless? No, fuck no. Anyone who says they're fearless is full of shit, right? But what they were was courageous, and courage is not the absence of fear, it's doing something even in spite of it. What are all of the qualities of those characters, of those games that you feel so drawn to? And Carl Jung has a phenomenal process called the golden shadow, right? So the shadow being the suppressed, repressed aspects of a self that we may not be able to see or that lay dormant in the unconscious. The golden shadow is we often project these amazing qualities onto others, right? Now, let's say in those games or movies, what are those characters that you really resonate with? And then I would say you are what you admire. Now, you may not be embodying those qualities right now, but by vicariously taking the actions and stepping into that version of you, you will start to embody those qualities. And what makes the best stories? It's when the person goes against adversity, gets up again and again, and has the courage to go forward into the battles or the quests or whatever it is in those games. So why aren't you? Why aren't you? So I'm going to let you sit with that question, because I would say the path forward, especially in the Brotherhood way that we utilize to get super clear, right? Because we can break it all down, but generally it always comes down to a lack of clarity, right? Once the masculine or men, we have clarity around what it is that we do want, we go after it, right? We cannot be stopped. However, that clarity, I feel, has to be earned. It's not just going to be handed on a platter to you. It's life is a paradox, and this is my perspective, is it's when you take the action, the world opens up. But often we're waiting for the world open up to take the action, right? But I remember my mentor said to me one time is, as soon as you take the action, it's like the universe, source of life goes, we have awake one, all right? And then it goes, as you walk on the way appears, it feeds you more and more. And I find that again and again and again when I'm stuck and I'm waiting for inspiration, I'm waiting for motivation, it comes after I take the actions of what it is that I need to do. The more I get in touch with the character that is me, right, and commit to that process, to understanding, okay, who am I? What are my character or avatar's strengths? Where do I need support rather than weaknesses? What are the things that have lit me up consistently? What do I know in my heart of hearts is just the next best step? And then I do that, all right? And then it can be mapping the mission, all right? So reverse engineering, it's like, okay, in an ideal reality, and I don't need to know the whole intricacies of everything. In an ideal reality, what is the most desirable outcome that I want? And then reverse engineer it back. What small actionable steps can I take right now in order to get me closer towards that desirable outcome? And then I do it again and again and again and again. And I'm going to come against trials, and I'm going to come against tribulations. But that is what enables the XP. That is what upgrades my character, right? And then that's where I also feel we call in the co-op players, because this life is way better played when you have brothers or fellow warriors or even just others on the path. And then I'm moving towards a goal with the team, right? And we are the product of our environment. And it's been shown time and time again, there's a psychological phenomenon called the Pygmalion effect, which talks about we either rise or fall to the standards of our community. So that's why we become really fucking careful about who it is that we do surround ourselves with. And if we continuously repeat that process, we will start to alchemize our pain into purpose. We'll start to heal the void so the man can step through. We'll start to trust ourselves. We'll start to upgrade so we can bring more value to the world. And then by bringing more value, it brings more cash flow, it brings a life of fulfillment and purpose, and it also enables you to attract a beautiful queen over time. This is my personal belief, and this is where I am heading, and this is what I firmly believe in. And then you're giving your gifts fully to the world. Every trial, every tribulation, no matter what it is, every breakup, every business deal that doesn't go through, any hardship or financial hardship, is actually the very gateway to the next level. It's through those you gain the skills to upgrade and get the outcome that you desire. It is the way. The boss battle is the way. And you start moving into the boss battles and seeing them as blessings. And it doesn't mean that you're going to have times with it's hardship, and that's where we lean on our team. But at least I start alchemizing that pain into purpose. I start using it as fuel. And then life becomes the game. That inspiration, that oomph that you see in all of these characters, it comes through naturally because you are living it. So lads, again, video games are fine in moderation, but you'll know the answer. What is your next step? And what is the game of life to you? All right, lads, I'd love to hear below what you took from this video and what is your next step. And I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Love and jumping on these videos. And again, if you are looking for that space where there are co-op players, where you can get super clear on what is your character, your avatar, the truest essence of you, so you can get clear, which starts to build wealth, starts to optimize your health, and then therefore starts to attract the relationships, whether that's romantic or other business networks of your dreams, then feel free to contact us here at Brotherhood. We do have an inner circle. We've got an upcoming retreat here in Ireland, which I'm very excited for. And I will be speaking to you very, very soon. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. Really seeking to build and grow so we can reach some more ears of fellow brothers on the path. All right, let's go.